Fortnite's first update of Season 8 is here, and so as always, we're covering all the new items, leaks, and map changes. Like, wait until you find out when the new Cube Town POI gets released, or how to find a golden crow. I mean, there's a lot to go over. But first, you gotta understand why I'm a little disappointed, because some of us were expecting something big today, and it turns out we were all baited by Epic Games. Yeah, last night, Epic dropped the official image for a new arena mode, and in it, you could actually see a few things. On the left, you could spot a Skull Trooper version of Renegade Raider, but more importantly, you could actually see a Chapter 2 version of OG Tilted Towers. So it's no surprise everyone thought this update would bring back the best Fortnite POI of all time, but I guess not. Don't be upset though, because there are some unexpected map changes we will see. So if you remember the Operation Skyfire event, you'll probably recall the fact that Steamy Stacks was hit by literal debris and somehow didn't even get a scratch. And well, it turns out there's actually a reason that Epic didn't totally destroy Steam in that event, and that's because they need the POI for Season 8's storyline. If you head to Steamy Stacks right now, you'll notice that a huge hole is in one of the reactor buildings. And then for some reason, there's a trail, and if you follow it, it leads to an entire new cube. And there's even a great Easter egg. If you look at the old Kevolution energy sign that was here, it's now in pieces and it says Kev out. It's kind of an awesome detail. So what happened here? Well, according to the patch notes, something escaped from the ground, and it's up to us to figure out what happened. And while I'm guessing a pretty bad accident happened here, whatever kind of work they're doing at Steamy Stacks has backfired on them. And that experiment was probably this new cube that has appeared. According to leakers, it will also begin to move just like every other cube on the map, and I am still super excited to see where all of this goes because we actually have a good idea of what will happen. But before we get into that, Epic has added a new item into the loot pool today. The chug cannons that we've all been using have now been removed from llamas, but it was to make way for a new consumable named Chili Chug Splashes. These are new exotic items you can buy from the Brad NPC near Retail Row, or by opening a llama. And let me tell you, these new splashes are awesome. They give you a really sick speed boost and also restores health and shield. It's kind of like the old chug splashes, but dialed up to 11. And on the topic of the old chug splashes, they have also returned to Fortnite. You can now find them just sitting around the island in floor loot, and they work the same as they always have. But something that works completely different now are the crows. If you remember back on the first day of Season 8, we were all excited to finally see the new wildlife in the game. But in the end, the crows became pretty useless and just seemed like scenery at that point. But now, two new additions have made these guys the most important wildlife in the entire game. Forget wolves or raptors, crows are now something you cannot ignore. Originally, these guys dropping meat all the time was just annoying, but now meat itself is very useful. From today's update, you could actually collect meat and then craft it into the Hunter's Cloak from Season 6. And the Hunter's Cloak returning is perfect considering just how much wildlife is in Season 8 right now. And with today's other addition, it is a perfect combo because there's no longer just crows. There are all kinds of crows you can find around the map, and they all drop insane loot. If you kill a golden or a purple crow, you can get epic P90s, scars, pumps, and even a legendary lever action shotgun, so you cannot ignore these guys. They are a little rare to find, but once you do, you get the best weapons in the game. So I mean, who knew crows could be so useful? And while all of this in-game stuff is awesome, there's a lot more that Epic has in store for us, and that's why we have to cover some of the insane leaks that have come out of today's update, and there's some amazing stuff. For starters, there are two unreleased NPCs that could be enabled any day now, and usually when it comes to new NPCs, they sell exotics. Well, the ones that are right around the corner are Big Mouth and Grim Fable, so these guys might not sell anything, but they could be useful in their own way. And then, on October 5th, the Nighthair and Raven NPCs are going to be added, and if tradition is to be believed, then there's a huge chance that these two NPCs will sell a new exotic weapon, the Dual Fiend Hunters. These are the dual crossbows you can see in the Season 8 trailer, and they will almost definitely be coming to Fortnite as early as next week. And yes, they were added to the files in today's update, which means Epic is preparing them to release. But while that new weapon sounds awesome, there's an even bigger leak out there, and it could reveal exactly what the Golden Cube is up to. Leakers have found an upcoming POI code named Cube Town, and it looks like this. Absolutely chaotic. It's gonna be what forms once every single cube has traveled across the island and met with the Queen. And then I'm guessing all the cubes will form together to make this huge cube town in the middle of the island. Now it seems highly possible that this cube town will be over at the Aftermath. I mean, every single season we've had the middle part of the island get a map change, but with Season 8 we had nothing. It was kind of weird. But now it makes sense that Cube Town is going to be there next month. Now in all likelihood, it seems like it'll arrive just in time for Fortnitemares and will drop around the same time that the Secret Queen skin is revealed. We are just 30 days away from her skin being released, and from all of this, it seems like everything is coming together. And Cube Town isn't the only weird thing coming to the Fortnite Island, because Epic is working on an unreleased NPC right now, and we don't know what skin it'll belong to, but there is something really weird about this guy, because if you get eliminated by the NPC, the kill feed will say that you got killed by a big ball. not really sure what's going on here. And there's also a Ghostbuster NPC in the works that will give us a punch card and have a ton of strings. It's not as weird as Big Ball Dude, but I'm excited to see what Epic are preparing for Halloween. And if you watched our last update video, we mentioned a leak that revealed Epic were working on a new sliding feature. Basically, you'll be able to slide around anywhere you want with a few second cooldown. And with today's update, that sliding feature has been updated again, and the animation has been added. It looks like you'll slide around on your knees and still have control of your gun, which sounds awesome, and obviously it's going to change the entire game. I just know pros are going to be using this in ways none of us are expecting. But when you have leaks, you also have skins, and with Fortnite Mares right around the corner, we've already got our first look at some of the upcoming Halloween skins. And dare I say, these may be the best Fortnite Mare skins to date. To start, we have an epic skin named Geometric, and as you can see, he looks awesome. We've been wanting a cube skin for years, and finally this year we're getting one. He's gonna look so good. And then Halloween continues with the Curdle Scream Leader skin. It's kind of like a Frankenstein version of Cuddle Team Leader and Tomato Head, and I never thought those guys stitched together would look so cool, but it does. And then finally we have Lone, and then everyone's most anticipated skin, the Skeleterra. And if you can't tell, it's literally a Skull Trooper Renegade Raider. I mean, you really can't get any better than that. The new pickaxes are also pretty good. You have some nice ones for the Cube skin, and Curdle Scream Leader's pickaxe looks absolutely horrifying. And I'm sure if you use Star One, you're gonna love this or hate it. Probably hate it. And we even have some new emotes around the corner. There's a little bounce where you get to drive around in a lowrider, and then there's the page turner emote. Well, it's just reading. That's it. You just read a book. But by far the weirdestly cosmetic is this collection of backblings that are literally the game pieces from Monopoly, which probably means we'll be getting a collaboration with Monopoly soon, and you can buy backblings like the battleship or the top hat, even the race car. I guess we'll have to see if we'll eventually be able to actually play Monopoly in Fortnite. But with all that out of the way, this update still has some extremely important changes to Fortnite, and there's a lot of new changes that the community have been waiting for a long time. So here's everything else you need to know. So by far, the most annoying thing about Season 8 was the new XP system. For weeks, we've been putting up with punch cards giving barely any XP, as well as not being able to get any levels anywhere. Now, a lot of us were just AFKing in Impostors mode just to level up, but eventually Epic nerfed the XP in that mode, and today they've actually introduced a new feature that kicks AFK players from the game. So this sucks for anyone wanting to level up, right? Well, not actually, because Epic has officially overhauled the XP for Season 8. Finally, instead of just giving bars, regular challenges will now give you XP and gold, and they have also changed punch cards. Now all current and future punch cards will have a lot more XP given out, including the daily challenges. Although the weekly punch card XP has been reduced so that you're not left behind if you miss out on completing it. And if we're talking about the Impostors mode, there's a new version of Impostors in the works, and it's simply called Impostors Voice. So yes, Epic is actually bringing voice chat to the mode, and we've been wanting this ever since it came out, and it's amazing that Epic is actually listening to us. And it turns out they're also listening to the Team Rumble players. Everyone who uses Team Rumble for challenges has been sad at all the recent changes to the mode, but to make it better, Epic is working on repeatable Team Rumble quests. You'll get rewards every single match for doing the same quest over and over again, and each quest will give between 500 XP and 700 depending on the rarity. And it doesn't sound like much, but you'll be able to do these over and over again, and it will eventually add up to some pretty nice XP. So yes, Team Rumble is an XP grind mode once again, and a lot of people are happy about this. And as for creative, there were some new additions. You can now have cannons and quad crashers, as well as paint guns and sideways weapons. But what we are all focusing on is a leak gun coming to creative named the Gravity Gun. And we have no idea what it will do or even look like, but it kind of reminds me of the Thunder Gun from Call of Duty, and will probably work like the Gravity Gun from Half-Life. There are also some new options that have added fire into creative, so now some maps will let you cause fire on structures. And as for the other important changes, super level styles has been added to the Battle Pass. If you progress past level 140, you can unlock new runic styles for the new Battle Pass skins, and there are also a ton of new character styles for Tuna Fish, and they look awesome. And something everyone has been requesting has finally come to Fortnite. For weeks, streamers have been filling into Arena for content, and it's been causing lobbies to have barely any players because everyone is trying to stream snipe and then backing out. And luckily, Epic has actually noticed this and has disabled Arena fills, so it shouldn't be happening anymore. But that's everything you need to know about today's huge Fortnite update. I know there wasn't exactly a lot in game, but these leaks reveal so much about Fortnite Mares, the cube's path, and even some amazing new changes that we've been wanting for a while. I imagine we'll get a lot more content throughout the week, but that is everything that happened this morning. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been Tommy as always, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.